Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. All right, well, I'm going to dig in on some Python code. Got a little bit of stuff fixed up since the last time we were doing a Tuesday stream where I was trying to get my clip thing working. So I've got a couple of buttons on my Stream Deck for clipping out smaller like questions and answer stuff. RC, good to see you in chat. And so I got this machine mounted over the network. The other machine can now see the recording. So now we have to go through and we have to make sure a couple things happen. One, that the clip start time and end time actually end up in Airtable. And then if that shows up in Airtable properly, then hey whip, then we'll also want to make sure that it can actually generate like call FFmpeg and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be going back and forth between like the editor and the actual server environment and stuff like that, just to make sure that it's going to be compiling things properly. We'll kind of be looking at some debug stuff about the chatbot kind of as we go. But yeah, hope everybody's doing good. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a good day wherever you're at, or good evening, good morning, wherever you're at. Happy time zone. I'm just going to nerd out on some code for a while, so you're welcome to kind of tag along. The t-shirt up here behind me is a web conference that's happening next week. I'm actually giving a talk at the Python web conference, so they sent me a t-shirt. They sent a whole care package. It's full of stuff. Tons of stickers, had the shirt in there, has like a 4-month license for PyCharm. What else is in there? They actually sent like some kind of little IoT device, some kind of little like Arduino, or it's a ESP32 board of some kind. It's got a couple of sensors on it and a little display on the back, the whole bit. So, and then there were a whole bunch of little sheets of paper, and I'm like, what are these sheets of paper for? And they actually have a little welcome things. Like if you're not sure which session to go to, brush up on your origami skills. So they actually sent you like a whole bunch of squares of paper to get into origami. So it was very interesting little care package that they sent. Apparently to everybody that registered for the conference got one. It wasn't just for the speakers. But I got a t-shirt in mine, which looks pretty cool. It's kind of that lightweight sort of athletic jersey style. So pretty cool. Big number 23 in the back for 2023. I don't know how I'll feel wearing a giant snake around, but hey, what do you want for free? So pretty excited about that. Thank you to the team for sending that over. You acquired a bento box. It will be needed as today I get to do taxes. Fun. Haven't done mine yet. Need to do mine pretty soon. I usually get mine done in February when I get all my W-2s and everything, but I kind of neglected that a little bit. Do me a favor. Actually, let me hide this for a moment. So next Tuesday, I'm going to be streaming, not in the evening. I'll be streaming during the daytime because next Tuesday is Pi Day. And so I've got new instructions for this. If you want to try the drop game, it should be active. And let me pull up a little chat window here myself. Yeah, there it goes. So that does work. But I've got like a little, not so much an Easter egg, but basically the chatbot is going to watch to see if anybody actually lands for a 3.14. So for example, if whip, because anybody that lands on the little target pad like you see down here, basically it's going to chat as me saying Zooey landed for a 3.14. And so I'm going to type manually in chat what it's going to look like if somebody actually lands for a 3.14. And I added some code to the chatbot that basically, oops, it needs to be whip landed for 3.14 with an exclamation point. So if somebody actually lands for 3.14, the chatbot's going to like echo out all of this. It's like, whoa, someone landed for 3.14, and then say like, hey, contact me because you want a Raspberry Pi. So that's basically going to be next Tuesday. So next Tuesday is Pi Day. I'm going to start streaming. I'll stream for the afternoon. I'm going to stream for 3 hours and 14 minutes. And the drop game is going to reset every 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So I've got that time down so everybody can kind of play a drop. You wait 3 minutes and it'll reset and you can do another drop, stuff like that. No, Whip, you don't. Not tonight. This is for next week, just preparation. Nice try, though. But yeah, if somebody can actually land for 3.14. So while I'm testing this last night, I actually landed for 3.12. I'm like, oh, I was like really close to like winning my own prize. But I will not be eligible. But if any of you happen to drop by the stream, if you got some time to just kick back and lurk, you're welcome to do a bang drop. And if you can land for 3.14, then you'll win a Raspberry Pi. If nobody gets 3.14, then nobody gets a Raspberry Pi. So Finite Singularity came by the other day and said if somebody lands for 31.40, do they win 10 Raspberry Pis? I'm like, no. No, good try. Although I think there's another constant. Is it called tau? Isn't that like 1.6? Is it like half of pi or twice as much of pi or something like that? My youngest kid would know this. Hey, 12-year-old. Do you know the value of tau? Is tau half of pi or tau is 2 pi? 2 times pi? Maybe we'll do a 2 times pi. If somebody can land for 7.28, that person will win a Raspberry Pi and they can choose someone else in chat that also wins a Raspberry Pi. Maybe we'll do something like that. But for now, I've only got it coded up right now for 3.14. But yeah, if nobody lands, then nobody wins. But that'll be the gamble, right? It's not gonna be one of these things where like Ian's giving away a Raspberry Pi to everybody or anything like that. So don't get your hopes up. But it will be Pi Day, so I will be enjoying some pie. And so yes, I will be eating on stream. Just forewarning, I will be chowing down. But otherwise, we're just gonna kick back. I might do some fun like engraving stuff. I've been having fun with the engraver. Got a handful of videos done. I got the unboxing video all edited and handed over to Ataser. So they're reviewing that right now. I promised them I would give it to them ahead of time, that they could review it ahead of time, and they're gonna let me know, like, yeah, go ahead and post it, or if they see like any major problems with the video. But it's 90 minutes long, even edited. It's 90 minutes long. And I'm like speeding up where I'm actually assembling it. I trimmed out all the stuff where I was doing like career prep talk, and I also trimmed out the part at the end where we grabbed that the image off of someone's Etsy of the axolotl with the knife. I trimmed all that out. Just because I didn't want to get into any copyright trouble having their image on the stream, things like that. So I took all that stuff out. But I did mention in like a little caption box, like, chat help find another thing that we etched. Then we gave it away. But been having a lot of fun with some other things. I found some really, really great etch designs that we'll start playing with probably on Thursday. And I'll probably have those going in the background this Thursday. I really, really, finally, hopefully, really want to get into the airbrush because I've been kind of putting that off. So what we're probably going to do on Thursday is I'm probably going to start etching some stuff, and then I'm going to get into the airbrush, and I'll kind of go back and forth from there. So Thursday this week will probably be a little bit of airbrush and a little bit of etching. But I could also use some other ideas for what to do with the laser engraver as far as videos go. They wanted a couple of videos a month for a couple of months, and I've got 4 more videos queued up for them besides the unboxing. So I'm ahead of the curve right now for kind of preparing videos ahead of time. So no Oprah moments. Sorry, Zooey, but good to see you in chat. People eating on stream is the most problematic thing. I'll try not to eat too much, but it is Pie Day, so I'm going to enjoy some shepherd's pie, maybe some pot pie, definitely some key lime pie. Someone in chat gave me the idea for key lime pie. Now I want some key lime pie. But it's not just going to be me eating the whole time. Don't worry. But I will enjoy the occasional slice of pie. So yeah, maybe we'll do a tau thing. Let's code that up. Let's code that up real quick. If somebody lands for tau, then we'll let's go code that up. So let's switch over here, and we'll go figure out how to make that in the code. So let's see. It's not going to be in this file. It's going to be over here. So this is where we're watching every message that comes in, and in here, if it's me. So for some reason, the drop game, you have to give a permission to like watch your channel and things like that, and it'll actually post in your channel on your behalf, and it actually posts as the streamer. And so it's, someone landed for 3.14. So we'll do another one. for tau. So we'll do that real quick. So if somebody lands for 7.28, who must be in chat right now, both. So what I might do is, if somebody lands for 3.14, I'll buy them like the 4 gig model. And if somebody lands for tau, I'll buy you each a 2 gig model, because it'll be a little bit cheaper. I don't want to go broke doing this. So let's see, what else do we need to say in chat here? Please let us know who else is going to get a Raspberry Pi. Okay, that's done. That was easy. Oh, people eating on stream is the least problematic thing. I gotcha. Hey, Twisted Mood, how's it going? Just watch your first dev conference. Your brain is melted. Some of them can get pretty heavy, for sure. You got to make sure you take a break. Trailhead for Salesforce. Yeah, Salesforce covers a lot of really deep technical stuff, for sure. Cool deal, cool deal. Why not just do an OR? Why not just do an OR? Oh, like up here? Like do an else if? Not sure what you mean, RC. No. Oh, okay. All right, let's reboot that, and then we'll do a quick check on this one. We'll say RC Maniac 25 landed for 7.28. All right, so that worked. Okay, you and one other person of your choice who must be in chat right now both win a Raspberry Pi. Please let us know who else is going to get a Raspberry Pi. Then contact Ian with your shipping details. Alrighty. All right. Cool, that was easy. Yeah, cool. So for the clips, so that was kind of the main goal that I wanted to work through tonight, is actually getting the clip thing working again tonight. So we'll be hacking away on that. There are a couple of things that are not working with it right now. So when I start and stop a clip, it's supposed to write some information into Airtable, and that's not happening. So I need to kind of keep an eye on what's going on the server. So let me go pull that up. Chatbot. Yeah, so that all worked fine. All right. So if I do a clip start, for example, it's supposed to write an entry into Airtable, and it does not do that. Okay, it does throw an exception for me. So I need to go take a look at that. So that's going to be in clips. So in my clips and knit line 487, so way down here at the bottom. So inside of here, so it's first thing it's trying to do is fetch a bunch of clips. Oh, I know what the problem is. So I made a pull request to the Airtable Python package to allow me to sort things. When we do a get on a table, the core underlying API for Airtable allows you to pass a sort operation, but the developer of the Python library, at least as of several months ago, had not merged my pull request. And apparently they still have not, because when I moved all this code over from my streaming machine over to that machine, apparently it did not take my change to add the sort operation on there. So the code is failing right now every time I try to do this sort operation. So I need to go patch that code on my Linux server here at home to have that sort operation. So I think probably the fastest thing for me to do for that is just copy over the code from this machine over to the other one. All right, so source me, where's that going to live? So this will be my Twitch chatbot. Sorry, I know this is all off camera, but I don't want to show off too much of my operating system environment here. So in here, let's see, I've got my virtual environment. Inside my virtual environment is where I need to go find that patched file. So site packages, that's going to be under table. And basically I just went in and I like hard coded this stuff into the library itself. So let me make sure that this is the patched version. It is the patched version. So I just need to copy this over to my other Linux machine. And then I just got to put that in the right spot on the Linux machine. All right, so if I go to source me chatbot virtual environment, lib, site packages, Airtable. Because yeah, I copied all this stuff over like mid-January. But all I did was I took the kind of the virtual environment in Python. I reinstalled all the libraries fresh. So this custom modification that I had to make to my local library to allow that sort operation isn't installed because it was pulling down fresh off the internet, not copying over what I had on my other machine. So if I copy my Airtable.py into here, I'm probably going to have to restart my chatbot. So reboot. This is what I meant by using OR. Okay, let me go take a look at that. Oh yeah, I thought about doing that, but I wanted to change the message a little bit. And doing the inline if else, like you have on your gist on line 8, gets a little messy to read and a little harder to maintain, in my opinion. But yeah, we could definitely clean it up a little bit. So what we could do is something like this. So just to dry this up a little bit, we'll say that the message is going to be this. Or landed for 7.28 in message content. And then we'll just do this check again. So we'll set the message to the default, but if this, then we'll reset to this message instead. And then we'll just paste. Actually, these will have to be formatted strings. And then we'll just send that one message. So similar, but I think this will be a little easier to maintain just if I have to change that string, because putting these really long strings all in one line is going to get pretty tedious to read. So this way we'll set this as the default. So if they land for 3.14, it'll be that message. If they land for 7.28, it'll overwrite that message variable. and then we'll just send that out to the channel afterward. So cool. Thanks, RC, for the idea. Yeah, drawing up your code is always a good idea. And I'm doing it a bunch of times here just so we make sure we don't miss it in chat, that somebody actually did that. What I should probably do is put something in StreamerBot as well that watches for that content, and like put something like big and splashy on the page or something, or like do an audio, some sort of like play like an audio clip or something like that. I'll do the StreamerBot like later. All right, so let's reboot our chatbot, because that's in a virtual environment, and so the chatbot has to start over again to use the new one. So the reboot command that I have here in chat basically just crashes the bot and starts it up fresh from a shell script. So I have a shell script that's constantly running the bot. And well, it runs the bot, waits for it to terminate, and then it'll try and run it again. So the reboot basically just tells the bot to crash. And so it starts back up again with the new virtual environment. So now if I do a clip, let me go pull up my debug environment here. So now if I do a clip start, so I don't get an error, and it created the clip for me with a 21-minute offset. I've been streaming for 25, which is right. So if you remember on the starting soon screen, while it's playing the intro music, you see me post something. It just says like exclamation point clip or clip offset or something like that, and that basically tracks like, hey, I'm about to go live. So from when I actually started streaming until this moment, keep track of that offset. Because now when I go back and I actually process the video, it knows how far into the stream video to actually go through and clip. And so it should keep track of that for me as far as that goes. So in my main streams table, yeah, it has today's date, and it tracked the clip offset for me. So it tracked a clip offset of 238 seconds. So we're good to go. As far as that is concerned. Now, when I end the clip, this is where we're going to need to kind of pay attention to what's going on. So let me do this. Let me show you what's happening here. Let me pull up a terminal. Oh, can I SSH from here? I can. Oh, except I need to be in a Linux environment, not PowerShell. No, I don't want git bash. Wrong one. I want the Ubuntu. New terminal. I want Ubuntu. All right. So this is the last thing that's happening here. This is where it's actually writing that clip into my Airtable database table. And so it's going through and it's basically saying, okay, this is the stream ID, this is when it was created, and this is the start time of that clip. So now when I end the clip, what I wanted to do is I wanted to mark the end point, but then we should hopefully see FFmpeg kind of pick up and figure out like, okay, I need to actually start, processing that video in the background and so on. Oh, those are just the automated things. Okay. So the bot it also echoes out in the debug environment here. It's also echoing out like stuff that actually happens in chat. All right, so let's try and end that clip. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so permission denied. So it's, oh, I thought I had write permission on there. We need to be able to create files in here. So what this file is doing is it sees the mount point of where I mounted the network share. And then I've got a folder in there that says these are where the YouTube clips are going to go. And it's trying to create a file in there where it's kind of injecting the initial like YouTube description, but it's permission denied. I was able to mount it properly, but apparently I only do that read only. So I might have to unmount and remount and go back and reshare that folder with write permissions. So let's go in, we'll change that share value. Let's go to sharing. Now I should have read write. All right, let me just set it to everybody then. It's on my home network, so I'm not too concerned about it. Let's say everybody has read-write access. And then if I go to mount, streaming, so do you mount OBS videos, oops. Nope. I can sudo touch foo, but I can't just touch foo. Because it's mounting it as root. I need to mount it as a local user. Unless I wonder, can I change the owner of this mount point? No, so I can't change the owner of this. This is still just going to stay root no matter what. So I don't want to have to do all these operations as root on that Linux machine though. So I need to look up how to change, when I mount it, I need to change my local user. All right, so let's go look that up. Let's go figure out how to do that. So let's go pull up a browser. Let's see, let's do that in, this one's going to be a little bigger than it needs to be, but let me shrink down this browser window here. All right, so we want to go look up Ubuntu CIFS mount as local user, not root. So I don't care if I have to mount it with sudo, but once I mount it, I want a non-privileged user to be the owner. Serial only. Let's see. I'm using GNOME. I'm not using GNOME though. Mount anonymous. Nope, this isn't covering what I needed to do. Oh, you can allow the user to mount and unmount using user no auto. So I've already set up my credentials like this. Not exactly that way, but it's close. It looks like it needs this SMB netfs. But I want to use the CIFS, not Samba. So what do I need to do here? Let's see. I really want to use the CIFS though. Don't use mount-tcfs, which is what I'm using. Normal users can't mount a CIFS share. Okay. Add the share to FS tab. Okay, and this is where, oh, you can give it a username. You do need to add the share to etcfs tab if you want normal users to be able to mount it. Okay. And you do need to give that share the users flag. Okay, so I need to do something like this. All right, so let me go work that out. Let's see. I'm just going to do this off camera. Let's see. So I need to sudo unmount OBS videos. So I might complain. Yep. That. So sudo VIFS tab. Oops. CFS tab. Okay. So the first thing is the path to the file or to the network share. Followed by the mount point. So it's going to go to mount streaming OBS videos. Followed by CIFS. And then it looks like the username. So username equals that. I don't think I need the domain though, but no auto read rate users 0, 0. But I think I need to set up the credentials. So let me add that in here. Credentials equals ID. Okay, so then sudo copy did that work? Okay, so that handled the credentials okay there. So now can I actually mount this as me? That's the bigger question. So it's not automatically mounted. User will be prompted for Windows credentials when they do try to mount. So if I just try to mount CIFS, did that work? Mount streaming. Let's go back over here. I think I might have got it to work. Yeah, everything's listed as me, so touch foo. Sweet. All right. Yay for the interwebs. All right. So we now have this mounted as me locally. So now if I start and stop a new clip, hopefully it's going to get rid of that error. So go back to our chatbot here. Hey, clipped 9M, 3D printer stuff behind you turned out great. It did. The whole wall behind me turned out really neat. It was pretty neat to see kind of all the panels kind of go together, get them mounted on the wall, and then the frames for the actual lights, and then got all the lights back up there as well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun putting that together. It took a minute. I still have a bunch of the honeycomb pieces left, and I might put them on another wall like over here. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of Python coding tonight, and then probably later tonight after I stream, I want to work on the Voron a little bit. But yeah, we got some fun laser engraver stuff planned. I got a handful of videos kind of queued up, ready to go for the laser engraver. But tonight, Tuesdays, I like to spend doing some coding and doing some live coding and stuff like that. But as always, if you got questions about interview prep and career stuff, you can absolutely interrupt kind of as I go. Happy to take those kinds of questions anytime. If you want a resume review, you can submit those. Those will be on Sunday, but feel free to send those in if you want. Next Tuesday, we're going to have a big celebration for Pi Day. So if we switch over back to this one for a minute. So next Tuesday, we'll be doing Pi Day. The drop game is currently enabled if you want to try to land, but there won't be any prizes to be given out tonight. But next week, if you land for a 3.14, you win a Raspberry Pi. I do need to update that text, though, because we made a change based on a suggestion. It said, if you land for tau 7.28, you and someone else win. So you landed for 82. That was pretty good. So if you can land for 3.14, I'm going to buy a Raspberry Pi. If you land for 7.28, you're going to get a Raspberry Pi, and you get to choose somebody else in chat to also get a Raspberry Pi. So that'll be fun for next week. So it won't be for tonight. That's for next Tuesday for Pi Day. But I got it enabled at least on this screen. So it's only going to be on this screen. If I do coding or something like that, then drop will be off the screen. But it's also going to reset every 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So yeah, we'll let that kind of run, and we'll get into whatever silliness and nonsense we want to do next Tuesday. We'll get into some laser engraving with like dad jokes and all kinds of stuff. We had fun the other day. We made some laser engravings of some pretty great dad jokes. I was clearing snow off the driveway with my son today. He looked at me and said, "Dad, I wish you'd just use a shovel." And the other one is the guy who stole my diary just died. My thoughts are with his family. So we were doing this last Thursday. We were custom engraving just dad jokes and other stuff. But I found a whole bunch of really neat patterns and designs and things like that for actually like cutting out the design of the wood. So for example, I found plans for this one. It's basically a welcome sign, and it's 3 different pieces of wood, and you basically stack them together and you get this cool little welcome sign. But it's 3 layers of this 2mm wood. So this Thursday, I'm actually going to get into some airbrushing. One of the things I want to do is airbrush this middle piece. So this rear piece is going to stay the regular color. I'll probably do this one in like a light blue, and then this one is going to go over top of it. And so some of the light color will be, showing through some of these holes that are in here. And then the welcome will just be like plain wood over the blue or something like that. So we'll get into some airbrushing on Thursday. We'll get some stuff on the laser engraver while I'm painting this stuff. And then this is only going to take a little bit of paint to get that covered and dry and so on. And so I've got a really big 3D dragon model that I'm going to airbrush. That's how I want to learn airbrushing. And so it'll be fun. It'll be a learning curve because I've never airbrushed before, but it should be fun for Thursday. So that'll be Thursday. Tuesday's coding night. Sunday is helping people with career prep and interview prep. So So yeah, it should be pretty cool for Pi Day next week. So if someone can land for 3.14, they'll get a Raspberry Pi. If they land for 7.28, they and someone else will win. I'm going to stream for 3 hours and 14 minutes, and I will be eating a bunch of pie throughout the stream. So just fair warning, I will be eating during the stream. But it should be pretty fun. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday. Oh, I need to make sure that doesn't conflict with something for work. I might have to speak at another conference next week. I need to make sure that I can do that workshop either Tuesday morning or Wednesday. But I can't do it Tuesday afternoon because I'm doing Pi Day. Thursday, I'm speaking at another conference. And then the following week, I'm going to be, or actually that weekend, next weekend, I'm flying to San Francisco with the family. We're going to spend spring break out in San Francisco for a couple of days, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to miss, so I'll be streaming all next week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday next week. The following week, though, I'm going to miss Sunday and Tuesday because I'll be on vacation. But Thursday I'll be back, and I'll stream the regular Thursday maker stuff. So you can do, I think, ! schedule, or you can just go over to the techinterview.guide website. I've got a schedule on there of all the live streams and stuff that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, feel free to drop questions and stuff, or just chatter. I'm just going to be working on some Python code here tonight. So we're trying to work on getting this clip thing going. So what I want to be able to do is, with my chatbot, is be able to say I want to start sort of keeping track of a clip where someone comes in and asks like a career-based question or something like that, where I can hit like a start and a stop button. So it'll be kind of like doing a Twitch clip, but the Twitch clips are limited as far as how long they can be. I think they can be a minimum of a minute long. And I tend to ramble, especially when it's career-related stuff. And so I tend to, I want to be able to record like 5-minute, 10-minute videos. So if you go check out the YouTube channel, for example, you'll see a bunch of playlists on there. And the playlists are basically like, these are general questions, these are behavioral questions, these are technical questions. Here's, short questions about resumes or cover letters, or, how to negotiate and things like that. And so I've got all these playlists, and those playlists are full of these little 5 and 10-minute video clips. Well, those video clips used to be sort of constructed on this PC that I'm streaming on, but I've moved my chatbot over to a different machine. And because that machine is super low power as far as energy goes, my streaming PC, not so much. So I want to be able to shut off my streaming PC at night, which means my chatbot stops working. And so I wanted the control of this to happen on another machine, where when I hit the start and stop button, that it's actually going to sort of build that clip on the fly. And so using a tool called FFmpeg, it's going to have access, because every time I stream, I record that, like it's recording the video right now in a file. And so if we come in here, for example, under OBS videos, and we look at the last file that's being created. So this is the file that's being created right now. And FFmpeg can actually seek into this file at a known offset for a known number of seconds and extract that as a separate video file. So that's basically what I've been building out here with this clip code. So when I send a chat command, saying start a clip, it's coming up here. Go find all the code here. So this is where it's starting the clip. And this is basically just writing into a database, like this is the starting point of the clip. When I do another chat command that says go ahead and end the clip, it's going to write that into the database as well. It also figures out how many offset seconds from when I started streaming versus when I actually started recording. And then it's going to write that into the table as well. But then I want it to actually go build the short video in the background. So it's going to spin off a Python thread here that says go build that short video. So we got to the point now where everything's being written into Airtable, which is the online database that I use to track all this stuff. So it's writing all of that stuff into the database. So now what I want to make sure that it can do is actually use FFmpeg to go actually extract that video portion. We were having a problem with the network mount. We got that solved. So now hopefully, if I right now hit the end button on this, I'm hoping that we'll see some progress as far as like creating the actual file. So I've got a much larger debug screen on my side, so you won't see what's happening here, but basically I'm going to be watching that it's actually ending that clip. It wrote all that into the database, and then it threw an exception for me. No such file or directory user bin ffmpeg. Okay. So which ffmpeg? Oh, ffmpeg's not installed. Well, that's a problem. Sudo apt install ffmpeg. Sure, I had ffmpeg on here already. All right, so I'm going to start a new clip just so we get this stuff prepared. And then now that that's on there, come back and I'll start the chatbot again. We'll end that clip. And it's writing all this stuff into the database. And now it's actually trying to build that video in the background. So if we come back over to here, so inside the to-do upload to YouTube folder, so it made a 0-byte file. So it might still be working on it, but I also have it echoing out like standard out and standard error here as well. So it could be that something actually happened here. So 2023 0307 0045 blah 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 error. So it wrote all this stuff out to standard error. So this is all the configuration that it does, all the different decoders and so on. It found the original file. No duration with a start of 0. So it looks like it didn't get the parameters properly. If we take a look at the command that it actually tried to run, I'll paste this just here in the chat just so you can kind of see what it's trying to do. So this is the command that it's trying to run. It's running ffmpeg with an input file of the video. The -ss is basically where it wants to start grabbing from. And then the -t is how many seconds it actually wants to extract as the video, and then the output file name. So for some reason, this didn't work as expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this command manually, because at the very least, it should be extracting a 10-second clip out of that file. Out of this file, it should be seeking in 45 minutes, because I've been streaming now for 49 minutes. So it should seek into that file 45 minutes, and then for a 10-second clip, because that's how long I did the start and the end commands. And it should output into this file. But this file ended up being a 0-byte file. So why is that? OBS, and then to do upload YouTube. Yeah, so why didn't that work? So if I try and run that command manually, it's saying the file already exists. Do I want to overwrite it? Yes. So it's trying to seek into the file. So I'm probably going to need to add a -y on here to tell it to overwrite a file if it does exist. So let's go find this threaded processes file. So this is where it's building up the command. Let's see, where am I actually building the command? Yeah, it should be passing a -y on here. I didn't see that in the output though. Where did I write that other block? Should have had a -y in here, and it didn't include the -y, so there might be a bug in the code somewhere. Let's see. So extract the video segment. This is where it's supposed to extract that. And then based on the file name, then it's building out the standard error standard output. And then this command here is basically to basically take the audio and process that as just MP3 audio. Because I also have an audio only podcast where I also post these questions and answers and so on. So this command has a -y, but the other one does not. So this extract video segment, I need to go find that because that's where this initial work is supposed to be happening. All right, so inside here, yeah, so that's why we didn't have the -y. So that'll try to overwrite the file if it needs to. So this thing is still actually running in the background. So it didn't actually finish. So I'm wondering whether the other one's actually still trying to work. It's just taking a while to because it has to read this over the network. And so it's actually got to copy, or it actually has to seek into that file over the network in order to extract that portion of the video in order to save it as a local file. And it's actually still working when I ran that command manually. So that has me thinking that the thread is also still running in the background. So we'll just let this run. We'll see whether this finishes or not. We'll go from there. I wouldn't think it would take this long. So I have a pretty fast network here at home, although the other machine is not on Ethernet. It's only on Wi-Fi, but even my Wi-Fi is pretty quick. And the file's not that big. How big is that file? So it's about 300 megabytes so far. That's not very big. Like I could probably copy this file. Oops. Let's do this. We'll time it. We'll see how long it actually takes to copy that whole file as is over the network. I would have thought it would have been done by now. It's only a 300 megabyte file. So that's where our bottleneck is it's the network latency of trying to access this file over the network. So the only other thing I can think to do, since the chatbot is able to write these things into the Airtable database properly, would be to have a cron job running on my local streaming PC that just wakes up every minute and says, are there any videos to go clip? And if so, what's the initial file name? What's the output file name? What's the start and the duration? Because FFmpeg doesn't take like a start time and an end time. It takes a start time and a duration in seconds. So it just finished processing that file for me. And it did create that file. It created it no problem. It just took a while to do. Like it just finished now. And that's been running now for 7:51, 7:59. It took 8 minutes to process that file to copy over a 10-second clip. It took 16 seconds to copy the file over the network. I wonder if it would be faster to copy the file over the network and then process that video, if that would be faster. So what I want to do is I want to grab this command that it ran before, but instead of this file, I'm going to give it the temp folder. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm just going to also write that out into the temp folder as well. And we will time this to see how long this is going to take. So we'll see how long this actually takes to process. Now, it could be that some of the processing time is a little bit slow because the machine, like the Linux machine that I have this running on, doesn't have really beefy video hardware. So it's actually using software to do all of the decoding and re-encoding of everything, and that is going to slow it down. It also doesn't have nearly as many cores as far as processor power that I have on my streaming PC. So this could be the bottleneck. And if I've got a lot of these things running in the background, I could see why this could be problematic. So if I do a top on that machine, the load average is definitely going up. Do I have htop on there? Nope. Sudo apt install htop. So there's a command line utility you can run called top, and that will kind of show you like the top processes that are running, how much memory they're using, how much CPU they're using, things like that. There's a variation of that called htop. And htop, yeah, let me pull this screen and show you what I see over here. Let me see if I can pull in my Ubuntu. So we can see here on Ubuntu, these bars here up at the top is showing that all 4 of the CPU cores are completely pegged. They're like near 100%. So this thing is working like crazy. So, FFmpeg is basically spinning off multiple threads to go try to process this thing. And it's using just all of the CPU. Because there's no real GPU on this machine. And so it's trying to do everything in the CPU itself, and the CPU is not super powered. So if I quit this, for example, and I cat, is it dev proc? It used to be something that you could cat inside of the dev folder that told you your CPUs. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Oh, it's just CPU. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's also not what I wanted. So one of these things will actually tell you, like, this is the CPU that you have and so on. Let me go find that real quick. Ubuntu get CPU info from dev. Proc CPU info, that's what it was. Proc CPU info. So 4 CPU cores, 3 gigahertz, and this thing is completely pegged, trying to do the FFmpeg. So it finished now. We can see that all the CPUs have gone back down. And if we come back over to VS Code, it took 3 minutes to extract a 10-second video. So that's not going to be very practical. So we are definitely going to have to run that process on my streaming PC to happen in a reasonable amount of time, because if I'm doing lots of these clips, that's gonna not be ideal. Like that machine's literally sitting idle otherwise, but ideally what I would have happen is by the end of the stream, all of these little videos are processed and ready to go, and I can just upload them to YouTube. I might leave it as is for now, but understanding that the chatbot might be a little laggy in answering responses. So what I'm actually going to do next is I'm actually going to start and stop another clip. And while we're doing that, help me out in chat. If you're hanging out in chat right now, do !help. And there's a whole bunch of commands that you can run. There's like a bang joke, and there are a bunch of static responses that you can get. The ! Drop is not going to hit the chatbot. But if you do !help, you'll see a whole bunch of commands that you can run in chat, and if you can help me out and just run as many of those commands as you can while I'm running this clip. I'm curious how responsive the chatbot's actually going to be. So if anybody's hanging out there in chat, do !help for me and get that list of commands, or I can run that one. Help. So let's see. So we have so anonymous Discord. Boo and cheer will play audio clips. Discord, donate, email, those are all static responses. Flip just does like a flip table thing in chat. What's the greetings giveaway? I need to take that one out. Oh, greetings and giveaway are two different commands. I need to see what happened there. Hello, things like that. So if you want to just start running some of these while I run the clip, I'm a little bit curious what the response time is going to be here. Like if I do a joke, for example, ooh, that's taking a minute. Because yeah, the CPUs are pegged. I mean, it actually, no, that's actually pretty responsive. So even though the CPUs are completely maxed out, there's still enough processing power on the chatbot to like go call the API to pull up a dad joke and things like that. What are some other commands? I mean, some of these are just static responses on the bot that are just built in automatically. So, okay. I mean, everything seems to be working out all right, so far it's fine, I guess. So the greetings works. That just plays an audio clip here. I don't know. Does that audio actually go through? No, it does not. You don't actually hear that audio. Why won't it play that audio? I think I need to get StreamerBot audio into OBS. Let me go add that real quick. See audio apps. Let's go add a audio input capture. Nope. Is it not audio capture? Oh, application audio capture. And this is going to be StreamerBot. And this will be, oh, I got to go find, there it is, StreamerBot. Pull that down to there. Say okay. Oops, sorry, I just realized that I shut everything else off while I was doing that. Hopefully you could all hear me while I was doing that. So now, hopefully, you guys don't actually hear that sound. So that one's supposed to be coming from Stream Deck. Let me do this over in studio mode so I don't shut this off. Does anybody hear the little whip sound? Did anybody hear that in chat? Or am I the only one that can hear that? Because it's supposed to be playing the audio from Stream Deck. Ooh, interesting. Looks like it's not finding the Stream Deck process. So I actually have to have Stream Deck running for it to do the audio. That's strange. And now I can't set it back. So I think Spotify, yeah, Spotify's working. Y'all hear the music. I mean, the music is a lot quieter than my voice, but the audio is definitely there. So why won't it play? Looks like it can't even find the Stream Deck process. So we have found streamer bot. Spotify audio's on there. Let's try and find Stream Deck. Here we go. So Stream Deck is on there now. Okay, there we go. So that sound effect works. So let's try the streamer bot again. If I do greetings.
Welcome.
Okay, so it looks like that one went through. Did you all hear the welcome audio? Let me know in chat if you can hear that audio that just played. It should have worked all right. It did come through? Hey, man, I'm good to see you. All right, so that works now. All right, so we got to go fix another thing in our chatbot where when we get that list of commands, when you do !help, it looks like it was concatenating a few of the commands together. Let's go fix that one. So in the chatbot, we have a help command. This is where it's trying to compile all of those static responses. But for some reason, when we do !help, here, see, it looks like there's greetings and giveaway, and it mashed those together for some reason. Why did it do that? So it's grabbing a list of our static responses. We're not adding exclamation points to anything until we get to here. So why did that fail? So let's send a message to CTX list 1, just so we can see that list. We'll go ahead and restart our chatbot. So the other clip finished running. But again, it took a while to go run that other clip. But the clip processing is now working properly. It's just taking a long time to kind of go through and find everything that it needs. All right, so the chatbot powered down. It looks like it did not start back up, though. Oops. Nope, got an error. In the clips code on line 128. Oh. Yep. Okay, so that's fixed. Okay, so chatbot's back up. So now if we do bang help, nope, got a syntax error. Sorry, I just realized I'm not showing you what I'm working on over here. All right, so if I reboot this again, all right, so chatbot's back up. And now if we do a help. So here's our list. No, greetings and giveaway both got mashed together. Okay, so it has to be a problem with... Is it a problem with how it's mashing these two lists together? Because it's mashing these lists together and then... Well, a custom command names is also an array. It's up here at the very top. But that's where the greetings... Oh, we got a comma in here. That's why. Good old Python. They appear twice as well. Do they appear twice? Well, I'm printing the list out twice. So that's why you're seeing it twice in there. So I found the problem. I just need to go clean that back out now. So I was in here. So now we don't need to print this out anymore. Okay. So if we reboot the chatbot and then we do a bang help. There we go. So greetings is now separate from giveaway. They're sorted properly, although there is no giveaway, so don't have to type that one now. But otherwise, those are working okay. So if we do hello, we get our little greeting. If we're on the chat screen and you do hello, something broke. Something broke in StreamerBot because it's supposed to pop up the little Obi-Wan Kenobi with the hello there thing. So that did not work. Why did that not work? Exclamation point greetings.
Welcome.
Yeah, that plays and it's really, really loud. Apologies. RIP eardrums. But why doesn't it play the Obi-Wan Kenobi? All right, we'll turn that down just a little bit more. Yeah, the bang hello is supposed to go find like a random hello message, but it's also supposed to pop up Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, that'd be a good one for Attila right there. So we etched a little card last week for Attila that says, "We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." We originally tried it on one of these aluminum cards, but it came out really, really small. And we tried to make this really fancy little box with the little flourishes up in the corner that you see up here, for example, but it didn't etch very well, so we redesigned it. And you can go check out my Twitter feed. And Attila actually tagged me, showed a picture of the treasure chest and then the card as well. So it was a great idea from RC Maniac to do that card, just to add that in the box. So why is it not playing? So we need to go look at the commands. When they do a hello, it's supposed to do the Kenobi. It is enabled. And it should be there for everybody. Can somebody else try the hello command? Is it just not letting me do it? Can someone else do exclamation point hello? Maybe I need to try and debug some things. Yep, I need to debug something because it's not working for anybody. So the Kenobi one, Kenobi command. Oh, I know what the problem is. Wait, global bottom. Okay, here it is. Oh, it's not going to let me go. It's not going to let me look into a. Okay, I know what the problem is. The problem is with StreamerBot. Sorry, I just realized I'm on the wrong screen again. The problem is with StreamerBot. I put all the green screen overlays, like there's the Jamdolf and there's the Kenobi hello there. And those are in a global scene in OBS that I then include in every other scene that I make. But StreamerBot won't let you toggle the media visibility of something inside a scene that you're including inside another scene. So that's the problem. Oh, that's disappointing. Unless I go over to studio mode and I do it over here in green screen overlays. Let me move these out here. Let's see if this will work. Cancel that. Come back in here. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, so green screen overlays, and then it's going to be the hello there and make it visible. And then I need to change this on green screen overlays for the hello there, and we make it hidden. Okay, somebody else try bang hello for me. It should work now. I hope it's going to work now. I try exclamation point hello in chat, and we should see Obi-Wan Kenobi pop up. I hope. It's time for logging, and he's gone. Still didn't work. What the heck? You're supposed to see this.
Hello there.
But it did not work. Why won't that work? Green screen overlays. We're setting the state to visible. Oh, I need to tell it to play the thing as well. Green screen overlay. Hello there. Play. All right, let's try that again. I can't tell if it popped up. I didn't change the screens around fast enough. Nope, still not working. What the heck? Streamer bot. I'm not seeing it even try to toggle the state of the video. Can I manually do it? Even my Stream Deck button doesn't work. So yeah, I've tried changing around too much stuff in OBS, and I've broken it on StreamerBot apparently. But it's supposed to work. It would be nice if there was some logging in here that when you do bang hello, it's actually trying to run the Kenobi thing, but like tell me why it works or doesn't work. That would be very helpful. Because it is on green screen overlays with the source of hello there. Make it visible. And then play the media. Wait for 3 seconds and then hide the media. Because it has to hide it afterward. If I manually make it visible, it plays right away.
Hello there.
And you all hear the hello there, but I don't. It's too quiet on my side. That one works, and I hear that one just fine. So it works when I manually enable the media, but not in StreamerBot. Curious this is. Because this is supposed to, so that emoji in my chat is supposed to trigger the Jamdolf. And that does not work. I mean, there's a global cooldown on it, but it's supposed to do the thing. Where the hello one does not have a global cooldown or a user-based cooldown. They're both enabled. Is there a way to do debug logging inside StreamerBot to find out what it's actually doing or not doing? It's connected to all the things. If we do exclamation point hello, I see it show up in the queue and then it disappears. So it's like it's trying to do it. It says it's running, it's enabled. It's in the default queue. It gives me timestamps. There's a history. It says it completed. Okay, so I can see some of the information kind of after the fact. So when you do a bang hello, the source came from Twitch. The action name is Kenobi. Tells me the user who triggered it. Am I a subscriber or so on? But it doesn't actually say like whether it could actually find the thing and actually do the instruction. It just kind of logs like somebody tried to do this thing. but it doesn't look like there's actually a history of like this worked or this didn't work. Like there's no debug information. Anybody else in chat, if you use StreamerBot, if you know how to enable any kind of like behind the scenes debug logging, that would be amazing and fantastic, because I would really like to figure out why this thing's not running. Like, is it a visibility thing? Like it can't see the media or something like that? It thinks it's running, but it's not actually doing anything. If anybody happens to know what's up with StreamerBot, I would love to know. Green screen clips. It's a default queue. So I've got each individual instruction. And if I say that that's visible, I can test it. Oh, it went to the wrong thing. Do I need to restart? It's picking the actual wrong source. Do I need to save it first? So I shut that off. Test that one. No, it's picking the wrong one. All right, let me try closing StreamerBot and restart StreamerBot. Because I don't need that folder for these anymore. Although I might make a folder later if I got a whole bunch of these things. But hello to everybody else lurking in chat. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Tuesday. We're playing with the Twitch chatbot that I've got going on. I have a Python chatbot that we're doing the clip extraction. I think I got the clip extraction part working okay. I need to double check that it's actually putting that file back on my local machine. It does look like it's putting... Wait, is it? Yeah, it looks like it put the file back on the local system. I'm just going to start and stop a clip here real quick and see if that shows up locally for me. While that's processing, we're going to keep working on StreamerBot here and see what's going on with StreamerBot. Because we got a bunch of actions that are not working properly. So we'll go take a look at this one. There we go.
Hello there.
Hello there. So making it visible automatically makes it play. So we shouldn't have to manually make it play. And then after that, it should turn it back off. Okay, can somebody do exclamation point hello in chat and see if Obi-Wan Kenobi shows up? Someone just wants to do a bang hello in chat. Do htop. So yeah, that clip is definitely processing.
Hello there.
Did it work? I missed it, Man or Mutant. I missed whether it actually worked or not. Because the audio on it is too quiet for me to hear. It did show up? Okay, cool. Do you actually hear the audio, or is it too quiet when it plays? You saw it, but do you actually hear the hello there? It's quiet? Okay, let me see if I can turn it up.
Hello there.
Because yeah, I don't hear it at all on my side.
Hello there.
Actually, while I'm doing that, if I come in here, oops, that mutes it. And go to properties. No, not properties. I want audio properties. Oh, monitor off. That's why I don't hear it. Monitor and output. And then close. Okay, so if you do exclamation point hello, I should also hear it. So Man or Mutant, can you do bang hello again for me? And then try my Ian Douglas 736.
Hello there.
There we go. Now I hear it too. If you do the Ian Douglas 736 emote with the nodding Gandalf, it should hopefully play the little Gandalf, the little Jamdolf thing on there. There is a user-based cooldown that I've already used, so it might not let me do it. But if you just do my Ian Douglas 736, you just have to be a follower to use that emote. You shouldn't have to be a subscriber for it. Oh wait, no, it's animated. Shoot, does that mean it only works for subscribers? All right, let me try it then. Not subbed. No worries. Don't have to sub to try it out. Okay, so that one does not work. But that could just be because I'm on cooldown. And it's going to ignore the bot if I try it over there. Yeah, no worries. No worries. We'll figure that one out. Actually, let me change the cooldown on it. Global cooldown. Oh, it's set to 30 seconds. It should have been okay. But I'll set it to 0 just in case. It is case sensitive. Oh, I have to go fix the Jamdolf action, that's why. Because yeah, it's going to be trying to activate the wrong thing here. So that's going to be on green screen overlays for Jamdolf. And green screen overlay, Jamdolf. This is fun doing this. I know none of you can see what I'm doing, but this is the kind of nerdery and geeky stuff I love to do. I was trying to do the emote as an Easter egg, but I realized because it's an animated emote, you have to be a subscriber to use it. So, but now if I do Ian Douglas 736, there we go. Maybe I should put Jamdolf like right over my head or something like that. But then Obi-Wan would show up there too. Cool. But that worked. All right, so we got that fixed. We got other stuff in the chatbot fixed. So we made some pretty good progress tonight on all this stuff. Let's see, is there anything on the to-do list for the chatbot? Since we're in here and we're doing some coding, let's go take a look at the to-do list here. Let's see, under coding, chatbot command, add something to the Trello to-do list. Maybe make it a channel point redemption. Okay. That's going to need some API calls though, which I'm not ready to do. Build automation for having guests on stream. I've already got some of that in place. Write code to pick a random subscriber from a newsletter for the giveaway. I don't easily have that ready to go. Stream deck buttons to switch camera views on the maker deck. That one's already done. Oh, except I'm logged in on the wrong account, so I can't move that over. Pick a raid target. That'll be a good one. So what I want to do for the raid target, so whenever I'm getting ready to wrap up a stream, is I want to have a queue of like, who can I go raid? So now that I'm part of the Moco Loco team, as well as the Locker Gnome team, I've got other possibilities for who I can go raid as far as like the teams go. 86 Career, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. The drop game is active, so you can kind of pay attention to this. If you want to play drop, you can, but we're not doing the Raspberry Pi stuff until Pi Day next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I'm going to be streaming during the daytime. And if you combine do drop, if you land for 3.14, you're going to win a Raspberry Pi. If you land for 7.28, you and someone else are going to win a Raspberry Pi. And then once somebody wins, I'll probably change the message to be like, somebody already won, because I don't want to go broke buying tons and tons of Raspberry Pis. I should do something that if you can land for 0, I'll buy you a Raspberry Pi 0, and I'll just make that one unlimited because those are cheap. They're like $5. So I might do something like that. Maybe we should do that instead of the Tau one where I buy 2 Raspberry Pis. I might just say if you can land for less than 1.0. So anything that starts with a 0, then I'll buy you a Raspberry Pi 0. I might do something like that because those are pretty easy to find, or the Raspberry Pi Picos or something like that. Can you ask a geeky question? Absolutely. So the model of Pi that I'm aiming for was going to be the Raspberry Pi 4. And if you land for 3.14, I was going to buy the 4 gigabyte model. If you land for 7.28, because you and someone else are going to win, I'll probably split the RAM and give you each a 2 gigabyte model, because those things get a little spendy. So either way, I'm aiming for a Raspberry Pi 4, but it will be based on availability and stuff like that too. So we'll have to see what's available, because they're really, really hard to find. So even if you win, it might take several weeks for me to actually source one and get it shipped to you, but that will be something that I want to do on the stream. But yeah, we'll probably do something that if you land for 0, like 0.01 through 0.99 or something like that, I'll give you a Raspberry Pi 0 or something like that. Those are a lot cheaper. Yeah, the 8 gig ones are ridiculous. Although somebody just came out with a video this week where they desoldered the old RAM chip and they soldered on an 8 gigabyte RAM chip. Like they just bought an 8 gigabyte RAM from AliExpress and they soldered that one on just using a heat gun. So they used a heat gun to pull the old one off. They cleaned off the solder and they put some flux on there, because the chip that came already had all the little solder beads on the bottom. And they literally just lined it up and hit that with a heat gun, and it soldered that on, and it worked fine. rpilocator.com, yeah, awesome. rpilocator.com. Yeah, I'll definitely keep that one bookmarked for sure. Because yeah, Raspberry Pi 3s are easy to come by, so are the zeros. But finding a Raspberry Pi 4 is ridiculous right now. Unless I buy it from Germany, it's 50 euros. But that's the 1 gig model. There you go, 2 gig models. Oof. Yeah, I'll definitely be buying them overseas, I think. Although Chicago, oh wait. Okay, so I need to filter out which ones are actually in stock. Because like, why show me all the ones that are not in stock? I want to find the ones that are in stock. So the only thing that this thing is tracking right now that's in stock is a Raspberry Pi 3, which, I mean, is working fine if you're going to do like Octoprint or something like that, but check Adafruit on Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have to figure that one out. Yeah, I wouldn't be brave enough to desolder and solder like a whole RAM chip. I mean, I can solder okay, but I'm not gonna mess around with something like that. I'll just buy the thing. But there are also alternatives out there, like there's the Orange Pi and stuff like that you can get, but they're also a little bit rare because people are like, I can't get a Raspberry Pi, so I'm gonna go buy all these alternatives. But the little pew pew command that we did on the Lego kit, that was on a Raspberry Pi Pico, and that worked brilliantly. Those things are great. You just have, like, it's not a full Raspberry Pi with a full Linux machine. It's more like an Arduino. It's like a Raspberry Pi version of the Arduino. Basically, you've got all your inputs and outputs and so on, but you're basically writing code in C or assembly, or C and C++, not necessarily assembly. But they were great, and they were like $3 or $4 or something like that on Amazon. They were pretty cheap. No, I take it back. I think it was like $12 for 2 of them, so they're more like $6 or $7 each. But pretty inexpensive. All right. I was doing something else. I got squirreled there. Picking a raid target. Oh, yeah. So for the raid target, I want to see if there's like a Twitch API command that will let me go through. What I want to figure out is based on the 2 Twitch teams that I'm a part of. So I'm part of Team Moco Loco, and I'm also part of Locker Gnome, is I want to go look up those teams and figure out, is anybody else on those teams online? And if so, like randomly pick one of those people to go raid and just say, here's your raid target. Because the chatbot, Twitch made a change to their API. Like chatbots can't run a lot of slash commands anymore. So the Twitch chatbot can't do /raid. I actually have to manually type in /raid. But it would be nice for the chatbot to at least go pick my raid target. The other thing that I want to do is if somebody raids into my channel, is I want to keep track of all those people, for a giveaway. So I want to do like a quarterly giveaway for everybody that raids into the channel. I'm going to keep track of all the raid names. Maybe that's something that we could do. Let's do that one tonight. Is if somebody raids into the channel, then I want to track their name in a queue, and then we'll randomly pick one of them as a winner. But then when I want to go find a raid target, if one of those people is currently streaming, that it'll give priority to like go right into them. So I want to be able to look at the Moco Logo team, the Locker Gnome team, see if any of those people are online. But then also if anybody ever raids into my channel, that I'll also consider them as one of the people to go raid. Hey Klondike, good to see you in chat. Thanks for dropping by. And then anybody that does raid into the channel, I want to make like a quarterly giveaway for everybody that raids in. So we'll do something fun for people that raid in. Not necessarily based on the size, because I want to make it fair to like anybody that raids in, whether you raid over 2 people or 200 people, that you'll have an equal shot at getting some kind of gift. So let's go build that into the chatbot. I think that'll be fun. So we'll at least get started on that one. So let's go back over to here. So I'm going to have to go over to my Airtable. Let me go find that window. Let's see. I have a streams database. I think I'll make the table in there. We'll just call it raids. And this will be the username. And yep, save that. And we'll store like the date that they rated in or something like that. Let me show you what I'm doing over here. So in Airtable, I can come in and build a new table in here. So like my upcoming streams, this is where I said I've already got some of the stuff. So when I have a guest on the stream, I can put in like whether I have a guest or not, what their name is going to be, if they have Twitter and things like that. So I can like build some automation around when I'm streaming or when I'm not going to be streaming. So these are the 2 weeks that I'm not going to stream. And then I can sort of prepare ahead of time, like a Twitter message or something that's going to go out like the day before, and then like 20 minutes before I go live or something that it'll tweet out. But I also want to be able to send it on Mastodon and LinkedIn and stuff like that I'm going live for these things. I mean, depending on what kind of stream it is. Like if I'm doing career prep and programming, I'll do it on LinkedIn. But if I'm doing maker time, like 3D printing and engraving, I probably won't do that one on LinkedIn. So I'll have some logic around some of those. But I'm going to make a new table in here. So we're going to need the username. Then we also need the date. So we're going to come in here and we're going to change the data type. So we're going to edit the field. And we'll just make this a date type. We'll do the ISO date. Do I need the time? I don't think I need the time. We'll just track the date. And just for kicks, I'm going to say raid count or something like that. We'll keep track of how many people raided over. And we'll just make that a number. And we're not going to need this status field, so we'll get rid of this one. Cool, so we got our table. Now, one of the things that we need to know, so we have the database name up here. So I've got my overall app, and then I've got the database name, and then I have the table name here, is I need to figure out which part of this I actually need to put in the code. I think I just need to know the streams database, because in the code, we actually access the table by name. So for example, if I go back over to my code and we go look at literally anything in Airtable. So when I do a get, for example, I'm doing a get on like a particular field or something in that case. Well, it's a Redis lookup, but let's go up here. So when I'm trying to do something out of Airtable, I'm updating like the streams table. So in this case, if we go back to the browser, that would update the streams table over here. So this is just keeping track of when I'm streaming, and it just puts date information in here, and if I had a name for it, and like what time I started streaming, and when I last updated the thing, and blah, blah, blah. So I think I've already got most of what I'm going to need there as far as the code goes. But what I need to know is, what does the message look like from Stream Elements when somebody raids? So I need to go find a channel that is being rated so that we can grab like a stream elements, like go find someone else that uses stream elements. Although I could probably do something in StreamerBot that if somebody raids in, that it just prints out a known message and I can just watch for that message. That'll trigger the chatbot to go store the stuff. But I do have code in here that says, you know, when something happens in chat, it's going to be up here towards the top, I think. So I can tell whether something happens from stream elements. Normally I just ignore it. But this is a whisper. Otherwise, if the display name is stream elements, I just track whatever my current channel is. But I thought I had something else with stream elements in here. Yeah, I do. It's down here. Is it? No. Those are lines of code that changed. I mentioned stream elements somewhere else in the code here, somewhere I know it. So stream elements. Oh, that's just for logging. So I don't log what stream elements tells us. So if the message does come in from stream elements, I want to be able to see like what is the text of that message when somebody raids in. If anybody happens to know, or if anybody's like currently in any other channel where you see a raid happening, if that other streamer uses stream elements, can you let me know what that message actually says? Because it'll be like from stream elements, it'll be like so-and-so just raided with 3 people or something, or with a party of 5 or something like that. If you can give me the text of that message, then I can build some logic in here to keep track of that. All right, so that's if it was a whisper. So we'll do a check in here. So if it's anybody else but me, then we're keeping track of the last 100 messages, and that's just for the clip thing. Otherwise, if it is me, do such and such. Okay, otherwise we're going to do the stream elements one. So we'll just copy this line. We'll say if it is stream elements, then what do we want to do? So we're going to have to check if it's a raid message, then track in Airtable. All right, Google Copilot. Time to be impressive. Oh, look at this. It's extracting how many raiders there were. All right, so Google Copilot for the win. So if is rating with a party of is in the message content, then if we split on 0 or split on the space, then 0 is actually going to be the username. So who rated with a party of is going to be the last element. So our raid count is going to be the last thing in here. So let's do this. We'll do the split one time. And then this will be bits 0. The actual count will be bits -1. And then I don't want to print anything out. Oh, it already knows there's going to be an exclamation point on there. So we'll strip that out too. All right, so from here we want to write this stuff into... Yes, we'll treat it as an integer, fine. I don't need to log it, but I do want to, because we're going to be putting this stuff into Airtable. So now what I want to do is we have an Airtable, not update. What is the command? Is it .create? If I start something, yeah, Airtable.create, and then you give it the table name and so on. Okay, so this should be... So Airtable needs to be set to this first. So we'll do Airtable equals this. I'll do Airtable dot create. And we made a table called raids. And then we need to give it the structure. And this is not going to be self. This is just going to be T. All right, so we made a field over here. If we go back to the browser, we made a field over here for raids. So we have the username. We didn't want to call this notes. We'll call it date rated. And then the raid count. So these are the 3 field names that we're going to store in our data structure. So over here in the code, we're going to have the username, and that was who rated. We're going to have the date rated, which is going to be set to my stream date, which I'll figure out in a minute. Although I should already have stream date set somewhere else globally. And then this was raid count. Is that all I'm going to need? Is it going to be that simple? Is it really going to be that easy? And then otherwise, we'll just kind of carry on from there. But I might do, actually, let's do this. So we'll do send a message. Hey, who rated? Thanks for the raid. You brought people with you. Thanks for the raid. Thanks again. So what I want to do here is thanks for the raid. You have been entered into a special giveaway just for other streamers who raid into my channel. All right. So that's if it comes from Stream Elements. So if Stream Elements comes in, somebody raids in, then we'll store that in Airtable. And then hopefully do that. Now, how do we test this is the question. Because I can reboot my bot and hope this is going to work. So reboot. Start back up okay? Ruh-roh. All right, we got a problem with the chatbot. Nope. It's trying to start back up. Nope. Try it again. Sometimes when it kills the chatbot, it doesn't work right away. So let's try. Let's see, what can I try? ID 736 bot. I can go over to my bot account and see whether I can trigger a raid from over there, even if I'm not streaming. So raid Ian Douglas 736. Yeah, it's going to let me try and raid in with my bot account. So we'll see whether this actually works. All right, so it raided over.
Welcome.
ID 736 bot is raiding with a party of 1. Raid ID 6 bot just raided with the channel with 1 viewers. Okay, so our string is not correct. So we need to go figure that out. So Stream Elements is customized. It's customized that. So we will, I think, is there an unraid command? I'm trying to remember if there's an unraid command. Just so I can go back to the bot and try raiding it again. All the distractions, for sure. All right, so this is not the string we're looking for. These are not the droids we're looking for. So the string we're looking for says raid, ID 736 bot just raided the channel with 1 viewers. So we need to extract all of this stuff. So if we split on 0, then who raided is actually number 1. And the number of viewers is actually going to be -3 because there's a space before the exclamation point. So this will be -1, -2, -3 will be the count. We won't have the exclamation point on there. So hopefully that'll work out okay. So let me go try this again, see if I can do another raid. This channel has follower or subscriber only chat. Do I really? Can't chat unless you follow? Oops. Oh, you know what? I raided in, but I didn't restart the bot.
Welcome.
So we will try this again. We will do it one more time. So raid to Ian Douglas 736. Hopefully I don't get into trouble with Twitch for this. Should hopefully be the last time we need to test this out. We'll raid over one more time.
Welcome.
Okay. So you doubt they'll care? I hope they don't care either. So I don't know whether the code actually worked or not because Stream Elements actually didn't report it. So Stream Elements only gave us one raid string, but the subsequent times that I raided in, Stream Elements ignored it. So we're definitely seeing the event in there. Like I see an event in my chat that says ID 736 bot is raiding with a party of 1. I don't know how to get that event with the Twitch bot software that I'm using. How else do you test being rated? Yeah, exactly. So the only thing I can think of is that I could set up something in StreamerBot that if StreamerBot sees a raid come in, that it can write a message that we see. Would that work though? Let's see, integrations for, where's Twitch? That's platforms, Twitch, raids. So I have the AOL welcome thing show up because of StreamerBot. We can set up different actions. We can set up different actions, I think, based on... No, that's for sending a raid. I want an incoming raid. So StreamerBot allows you to set up different actions based on how many people raided. So if it's more than 50 people, we could have like some other alert or some other sort of welcome message or whatever. But we're not sending a raid, we're receiving a raid. I think it's going to work okay with Stream Elements. I just don't know what their cooldown is for a particular user streaming over. I didn't see the Stream Elements in chat time. Yeah, so it only came through the first time. The other 3 times I rated after that, Stream Elements didn't print anything. There's the Own 3D. They printed their thing. Nasamor, 2-based. Thanks for the follow. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Let me know how you'd like me to pronounce your name. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate the new follow. Always curious how folks find the stream. We're trying to debug some stuff right now that if somebody raids into my channel, I want to keep track of who raids into my channel in an airbase table and thank them for the raid and let them know that I'm putting their name in a special giveaway drawing. So anybody that raids in, they get added to a giveaway. You're referencing variables that are not set in the if statement. Oh, you're right. That is a good point. We just need to indent that block of code because that should only run if the if statement actually happens. So if the if statement happens and we're grabbing our Airtable, we're pointing to the streams database. Let me just double check that that's right. LXD, yep. So that's pointing over to the streams database. And then we're writing an entry into the raids table. So this is the table that we set up over here. So we can see in the URL, this portion here, the app, is actually the name of the database. In this case, it's the streams app. And then inside of here, I've got the raids table. And so that's what the code here is accessing. So within the code, it's saying, go use that app. And inside of that app, look for a table called raids. And then we're creating an entry of that data structure. So yeah, thanks for spotting that, Manor Mutant. Appreciate that. So I mean, I think that this will work. I don't get rated that often, but if I get rated, then hopefully we'll let them know that they're being entered into a giveaway. I wish I had a better way of testing that. I mean, I can try rating one more time from my Chatbot account. I just don't know what the cooldown time from Stream Elements is, but we'll try it again anyway. 736. It'll take a few moments to set up over there. So yeah, so I want to see if there's a Twitch API call to say, go find all of my teams. And then for each of those teams, go figure out who's a member of that team and are they actively streaming. The downside to that is it's a lookup for the team, and then for everybody on that team, it's another lookup to figure out whether they're actually streaming or not. My hope is that whatever API endpoint they may have for the actual team is also going to return something like, are they actively online or something right now? That would be really ideal. All right, well, let's try this again. Let's see whether Stream Elements is going to tell us that the raid actually happened this time.
Welcome.
Nope. So Stream Elements has some kind of cooldown on it, which is fine. We'll just hope that that works if somebody ever raids over. Alrighty, let's see. So that was a handful of things that we got done tonight. So the clip generator works. That's at least extracting that other piece of video. What I'm curious about with that video is whether it's doing, so I have like an intro video and an outro video that's supposed to get prepended and appended to the video when it's done. I'm going to guess that that doesn't actually happen. Actually, the last video came in as 0 bytes. So it does make the short video, but it does not put the intro and the outro on there. So that'll be the next step with the chatbot. So with the chatbot, when I make these clips, and I primarily use the clipping thing on Sundays when I do the interview prep and resume reviews and things like that, is I want to be able to do like a start marker and an end marker, and then have it extract that video, put the intro and the outro on it, so that I can literally just upload that video as is to YouTube, and it's already got the intros and everything. With the intro music and stuff like that I've already got like a pre-canned intro and outro. And so it's extracting that video, but it's not putting the intro and the outro on either side of it. I don't think I'll do that on the stream tonight, but that'll be next. Maybe we'll do that next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is going to be Pi Day. So next Tuesday we won't be doing coding. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll get into some coding. I imagine next Tuesday is just going to be a lot of playing the drop game, and we'll get into some goofy stuff. Like I'm taking that afternoon off, so we'll try to get into some goofy stuff like the laser engraving. I found some really great sarcastic sort of sayings. And other like funny things like, my birthstone is coffee bean and things like that. Like, so a whole bunch of coffee sayings, like decaf coffee only works if you throw it at somebody, stuff like that. So I've got a bunch of those kinds of sayings that I would love to engrave on these little pieces of wood. So we'll probably do that on Tuesday. So we'll probably just engrave a bunch of these things and like whether we give those away or whatever. Last Thursday was basically offering if you want to pay postage on these, it's like a couple of bucks. It's literally like $2 or $3 for me to mail this to somebody. If you want to PayPal me some money, you can do Bang PayPal. I think it'll give you my PayPal email. And I'll ship you like a dad joke or a motivational saying, like whatever you want me to send you. We'll do that. So for the rules, 86 Carrera, you're not going to win a Raspberry Pi tonight. That'll be for next Tuesday, but just I have that agenda set and it'll be ready to go. So here's our actual agenda for tonight. Just working on that, but the drop game will work. Just pester a bunch of 3D printing streams about getting a Raspberry Pi. You'll get people. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't want to be too spammy about it either, but if any of you happen to be in a 3D printing channel and say, hey, Ian's going to give away a Raspberry Pi, then I'm happy to have as many people over here as possible. And yeah, we'll just have the drop game running. It resets every 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Oh, you almost landed like really close to that edge. So RC, I think you were actually away when I said I think instead of doing the Tau, the double Raspberry Pi, is I'm probably going to change that one to say if you can land for less than 1. So anything that starts with 0, like 0.01 through 0.99, is I'll buy you a Raspberry Pi 0. Where the main Raspberry Pi, I'm only going to buy one of those. But I think if other people can drop for like a 0 score, then I'll gift them a Raspberry Pi 0. I'll find those online. So I think I'll do that instead of the double. I'm gonna go broke. Don't want to do that. It'll be expensive enough to buy one of them, much less 2. So I'm gonna change. Actually, let's change that agenda while we're here. Pi Day properties. All right. If you land for 0.01 through 0.99, you win a Raspberry Pi 0. And we'll do the 0W for the wireless edition. Let's say everyone who